Welcome to the exciting world of world numismatic finds, where every coin carries a story from history and holds a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. In today's journey, we shine a light on some incredible British treasures that have become highly desirable pieces in the collector's market. The sixpence of 1957, once small silver change, now stands out as a prized rarity with growing value. The 20 pence of 1983, a first-year decimal coin, is one of the most fascinating modern finds for enthusiasts across the globe. The threepence of 1937, with its iconic 12-sided design, connects us directly to the pre-decimal era and is now celebrated as a cultural gem. The 2 pence of 1993, though seemingly modern, has gained recognition among rare circulation finds, making it a surprise in world numismatics. And lastly, the 1 penny of 1940, born in wartime Britain, carries not only historical weight but also a huge numismatic demand today. These coins, once ordinary pieces of pocket change, are now shining examples of world numismatic finds, proving that history, rarity, and value can often be hidden in the simplest of coins. Let's get started up with the 20 pence coin of the United Kingdom from 1983 holds a fascinating place in modern numismatic history, and in today's market, this particular coin in fine condition is regarded as a prized rarity, fetching astonishing sums amongst collectors who understand its true worth. In this presentation, we will delve into the story of the 1983 20 pence, looking at its background, design, symbolism, cultural importance, and ultimately the remarkable values it commands today, with examples reaching anywhere between $26,000 and even $34,000 depending on condition and provenance. When we speak of the background of the 1983 20 pence coin, it is important to note that this was the very first year that the denomination was issued by the Royal Mint, making it historically significant. Introduced to facilitate everyday commerce in a decimal system that had been established just over a decade earlier, the 20 pence coin was both innovative in its design and practical in its use. Its seven-sided, equilateral curve shape made it instantly recognizable to the touch, and its small but substantial size made it easy to carry and convenient in transactions. The 1983 issue, however, became far more than just another coin in circulation. It became a treasure of the modern collecting world. On the head side, or obverse, the coin bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as sculpted by Arnold Machin. This portrait, framed with regal dignity, had become iconic across British coinage during the latter half of the 20th century, symbolizing not only continuity of the monarchy but also the nation's traditions rooted in centuries of coinage history. On the reverse, or tail side, we find the crowned Tudor rose, an emblem of unity and strength, designed by William Gardner. The design perfectly combines simplicity with deep historical resonance, embodying a cultural identity that links England's medieval heritage with its modern story. Culturally and historically, the 1983 20 pence coin carries weight not just as currency, but as a marker of an important transition in Britain's monetary history. It represents a moment when the Royal Mint sought to modernize, while at the same time retaining powerful symbols of tradition. The Tudor rose was more than a design choice, it stood as a timeless reminder of national unity, and for collectors today, it captures a piece of Britain's enduring legacy. In terms of specifications, the coin weighs 5 grams, with a diameter of 21.4 millimeters, struck in cupronickel alloy. Its durability ensured it remained resilient in circulation, but ironically, it is the very fact that these coins circulated so widely that makes high-grade examples of the 1983 edition so sought after today. The key facts around this coin's rarity are what fuel its desirability. While millions of 20 pence pieces have been struck since 1983, it is the very first year's issue that has become iconic, particularly as error coins and specimens in exceptional condition have been found to be worth truly astonishing amounts. Collectors seek examples that retain much of their original luster, with minimal wear and clear definition in both the Queen's portrait and the rose emblem. Such fine or uncirculated examples, especially those kept safe from circulation, are known to demand values that can reach upwards of $26,000, and in exceptional circumstances even beyond $34,000, a testament to the incredible demand. For collectors, the advice is always to look carefully at condition. Coins with sharp detail and little evidence of handling are most valuable, but provenance can also matter, as coins with confirmed history from official sets or error-struck varieties are especially prized. Storing them correctly, away from moisture and friction, is also essential for retaining value over the years. This is a coin that will only continue to grow in prominence within the collector's market, as early decimal rarities become more appreciated globally. In conclusion, the 1983 20 pence coin of the United Kingdom is not just a piece of currency, it is a remarkable blend of history, artistry, and rarity, embodying both cultural heritage and numismatic prestige. With its fine condition examples valued anywhere from $26,000 to $34,000 today, It stands as one of the most sought-after modern British coins, and a shining reminder that treasures can sometimes be found in the most unassuming places. For collectors and enthusiasts alike, this coin represents both a wise investment and a captivating story, ensuring that the legacy of the 1983 20 pence endures for generations to come. At number 2, the 1941 penny coin of the United Kingdom is a piece that holds remarkable charm and significance, both as a historical artifact and as a highly desirable collectible in today's numismatic market. To begin with, this coin belongs to a fascinating chapter of British history, produced during the early years of the Second World War, when Britain stood resolute in the face of monumental challenges. At a time when resources were strained, the penny coin remained a symbol of everyday life, circulating widely in commerce, yet now, decades later, it has transformed into a rare and highly prized treasure for collectors worldwide. Looking at its background, the 1940 penny was minted under the reign of King George VI, who had ascended the throne just a few years earlier in 1936. The obverse, or the head side of the coin, proudly bears the left-facing portrait of King George VI, crafted by the talented engraver Thomas Humphrey Paget. The portrait carries a regal dignity, displaying the king without a crown, a style that set this coin apart with simplicity and authority. The reverse, or the tail side, features the enduring image of Britannia, the personification of Britain itself, seated with her trident and shield, a symbol of strength, stability, and maritime power. This imagery had long been a tradition on British coinage, and its inclusion on the 1940 penny was a nod to continuity in uncertain times. In terms of cultural and historical values, the 1941 penny coin embodies more than just monetary worth. It reflects a Britain steeped in tradition, yet braving modern challenges with courage. During the war years, such coins passed through the hands of ordinary people who contributed tirelessly to the war effort, making the penny a small yet powerful reminder of resilience. To hold this coin today is to connect with those lives and stories, bridging the gap between the wartime era and the present day. Weighing in at approximately 9.4 grams and struck in bronze, the coin's substantial size and composition give it a distinct presence. Measuring 30.8 millimeters in diameter, it is one of the larger denominations of its era, and collectors often admire its weight and feel, which differ greatly from modern decimal pennies. As for key facts, the 1940 penny was minted in considerable numbers to serve the nation's circulation needs, yet very few have survived in fine or higher grades. Most examples endured heavy wear from circulation, making coins in well-preserved condition highly sought after. Collectors particularly value coins that retain sharp details in the king's portrait and Britannia's figure, as well as those that maintain much of their original luster. The rarity and condition of these coins significantly influence collector demand. A coin in average circulation may not command exceptional prices, but once you step into the realm of fine or very fine condition, the market interest escalates rapidly. This is because coins from this year that survived the rigors of circulation with minimal wear are few and far between. In today's market, a 1941 penny in fine condition can achieve values in the range of around $17,000, while coins in exceptional states of preservation, bordering on extremely fine or uncirculated, have been known to reach astonishing levels of up to $27,000 at auction. Such figures demonstrate not only the intrinsic rarity but also the soaring demand for high-quality specimens of this coin. For collectors, the 1941 penny is more than just a piece of bronze. It is a gateway into the history of Britain during one of its most challenging yet defining decades. Tips for those interested in collecting include paying close attention to the clarity of the details on both sides of the coin, ensuring the lettering, the king's portrait, and Britannia's features are as crisp as possible. Always seek coins that have not been overly cleaned or tampered with, as originality significantly boosts value. Provenance can also add to the desirability of a coin, particularly when accompanied by auction records or historical documentation. In conclusion, the 1 penny coin of the United Kingdom, minted in 1940, is a rare gem that encapsulates heritage, artistry, and historical significance all in one. Its journey from a common coin of commerce to a high-value collectible mirrors the enduring fascination with numismatics and the allure of uncovering treasures from the past. With strong demand in today's market and values soaring from $17,000 to $27,000 depending on condition, this coin stands as both an investment and a piece of history. Collectors fortunate enough to own such a specimen not only hold a rare asset but also a tangible link to Britain's wartime spirit, making it a prized centerpiece in any serious collection. At number 3, the 2 pence coin of the United Kingdom from 1993 stands as one of those remarkable pieces of numismatic history that continues to captivate collectors around the globe. While at first glance it may appear as an ordinary coin from everyday circulation, closer inspection reveals that certain editions from this year, especially those surviving in fine condition, have elevated themselves into the category of true rarities, commanding incredible respect and demand in the present market. To appreciate why this small copper-plated steel coin has risen to such prominence, it is essential to look at its background, its design, and the factors that have made it such a treasured piece in the collecting world today. The coin was issued in 1993 during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and like many coins of its era, it was produced in vast numbers for circulation. However, particular strikes and preserved examples carry significant rarity, which is why collectors chase them with such enthusiasm. On the obverse, or head side, the coin displays the elegant portrait of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Macluf, which was in use from 1985 to 1997. This portrait is instantly recognizable, with the Queen wearing the royal diadem, exuding dignity and continuity of the monarchy. On the reverse, or tail side, the 2p coin carries the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encased in a coronet, with a ribbon below bearing the famous motto ICHDN, meaning I serve. This emblem has been a symbolic feature of the denomination since its introduction in decimal coinage in 1971, and ties the coin closely to the traditions of the British monarchy and heraldic identity. In cultural and historical terms, the 2p coin is a humble yet powerful representation of the everyday economy of Britain, bridging the gap between small transactions and national symbolism. Coins of this kind were handled daily by millions, yet it is their scarcity in surviving fine condition from the 1993 issue that now lifts them beyond being mere pocket change into sought-after artifacts of heritage. The coin weighs 7.12 grams and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, struck in copper-plated steel following the transition away from bronze in the early 1990s. These technical features not only reflect the economy of minting but also the era's changes in metal usage due to rising costs. Several key facts explain why the 1993 2p coin is now recognized as rare. While many were indeed struck, only a fraction survive today without heavy circulation wear. Those preserved in fine or near-mint condition represent a small and highly desirable pool, and as collector interest continues to rise, the demand has pushed the value far beyond what one might expect from such a modest denomination. Rarity in numismatics is not simply about low mintage, but also about condition, historical associations, and collector trends, and the 1993 issue fits neatly into all of these criteria. For collectors, the condition of these coins is of paramount importance. A specimen in fine condition, free from major scratches, bends, or corrosion, already sets itself apart. But those with sharper detail, full luster, and well-preserved surfaces climb exponentially in desirability. Today, examples of the 1993 2p coin in fine condition have been recorded reaching around $14,600 in value, while coins of exceptional preservation and demand have pushed as high as $19,800 at certain auctions and private sales. These astonishing prices for what began as a simple circulation coin prove how vibrant and competitive the collector market can be when rarity and condition align perfectly. For those seeking to add a 1993 2p coin to their collection, a few guiding principles are worth remembering. Always pay close attention to authenticity and verify provenance when possible, as high-value coins can unfortunately attract counterfeits. Store coins carefully to preserve their surfaces, avoiding direct handling, humidity, or abrasive contact. Collectors may also consider working with established numismatic dealers or auction houses to ensure that the value of their investment is safeguarded. The demand for these coins has grown steadily, and given the heritage they represent, it is highly likely that values will remain strong in the years ahead. In conclusion, the 1993 2p coin of the United Kingdom is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary piece of coinage can transform into a rare treasure in the numismatic world. Its combination of regal design, historical continuity, technical features, and extraordinary scarcity in fine condition has propelled it into the spotlight of high-value collecting. With market figures reaching between $14,600 and $19,800, this coin is now firmly established as a highlight of British coinage for serious collectors. More than just a coin, it is a piece of history, a cultural emblem, and a reminder that hidden treasures often lie in the most unexpected places, waiting to be discovered, cherished, and preserved for generations to come. At number 4, the 1957 Sixpence coin of the United Kingdom is one of those rare treasures in the world of numismatics that captures both historical charm and collector's prestige. In today's video, we shall dive into the fascinating story of this coin, its background, cultural importance, design details, and of course, its remarkable position in the coin market today where it is sought after at astonishing prices. This is not just a simple piece of silvered metal. The 1957 Sixpence represents a blend of heritage, artistry, and enduring value that continues to attract collectors from across the globe. When we look at the background of this coin, we are immediately reminded that it was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who had only recently ascended to the throne in 1952. By 1957, the United Kingdom was still adjusting to the post-war era, rebuilding both socially and economically, and coins of this time were designed not only to serve as currency but also to embody national pride. The sixpence itself was a denomination deeply rooted in British culture, dating back to the reign of Edward VI in the 16th century. It had long been a coin associated with good luck, tradition, and even folklore, famously used in weddings where a bride would wear sixpence in her shoe for prosperity and happiness. Turning to the design, the obverse, or head side of the coin, carries the portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. It is one of the most admired royal effigies, showing the Queen uncrowned with laurel wreaths in her hair, a classical representation that reflects grace, strength, and continuity. On the reverse, or tail side, we see a beautiful design by William Gardner featuring a Tudor rose flanked by a thistle, shamrock, and leek, symbolizing the four nations of the United Kingdom: England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. This artistry was not just decorative but symbolic, uniting the kingdoms under one monarchy and one currency, while also reminding the holder of the coin of Britain's rich cultural fabric. In terms of cultural and historical value, the 1957 sixpence is more than just currency. It stood as a coin of daily use for millions, yet also carried strong traditional symbolism. Many families kept sixpence coins as keepsakes for luck or as gifts to younger generations, making them a part of personal as well as national history. The coin also marked a time when the monarchy was modernizing and the United Kingdom was stepping into a new era of its history under Elizabeth II's reign. The coin itself was struck in cupra nickel, as silver content in sixpence coins had been discontinued after 1946. It weighs around 2.83 grams with a diameter of 19.3 millimeters, making it small yet intricately detailed. Despite its modest size, the sixpence was durable and widely circulated, though relatively few survive today in fine condition, which adds to their desirability among collectors. Some key facts stand out for the 1957 sixpence. It was part of the pre-decimal coinage system, which remained in use in the UK until 1971 when decimalisation took over. While millions were minted, most went through heavy circulation, meaning examples preserved in fine or uncirculated condition are quite rare. Their rarity today is not just about numbers but about the quality of preservation, and it is this factor that determines their real-world value. Collectors place immense value on rarity and condition, and for the 1957 sixpence, these two aspects align beautifully. A coin in fine condition, showing clear details with minimal wear, is highly prized, while uncirculated specimens are regarded as exceptional treasures. Because demand for British pre-decimal coins has been increasing globally, the 1957 sixpence has gained remarkable traction in the market. This brings us to the current market value, which is truly staggering for what was once such a modest coin. In today's collector market, a 1957 sixpence in fine condition has been known to reach figures as high as $11,400, while coins in even better preserved or uncirculated states can command prices soaring up to $15,700. These values reflect not only rarity but also the growing appreciation for mid-20th century British coinage, which bridges the gap between older silver issues and the modern decimal era. The strong demand highlights how collectors are willing to pay premium amounts for coins that carry both cultural resonance and outstanding condition. For collectors, my advice is to pay close attention to authenticity, condition, and provenance when acquiring such a coin. Always look for clear detail in the Queen's portrait and the floral design on the reverse, as these elements are often the first to wear down with circulation. Seeking coins with sharp strikes and minimal blemishes will ensure you are investing in a piece with both historical and monetary value. It is also wise to keep such coins properly stored, away from humidity and physical handling, to preserve their value for the future. In conclusion, the 1957 sixpence of the United Kingdom is a shining example of how a small coin can carry immense cultural weight, historical resonance, and financial reward. From its beautiful design celebrating national unity to its association with tradition and luck, this coin has secured its place as a collector's dream. Today, with values ranging from $11,400 to an impressive $15,700, it is evident that the 1957 sixpence is not just a relic of the past but a golden opportunity for those passionate about rare coins. If you are fortunate enough to hold one in your collection, you are in possession of a truly remarkable piece of British numismatic heritage. At last, the threepence coin of the United Kingdom from 1937 holds a truly special place in the world of numismatics, not only because of its distinct design but also because of the powerful history it represents. Collectors and enthusiasts across the globe seek this coin, especially in fine condition, because it reflects a transitional era in Britain's royal and cultural journey. This coin, more than just a piece of currency, is a small yet mighty reminder of a nation's rich past, and today it is regarded as one of the more fascinating finds for those with a keen eye for rare treasures. The background of the 1937 Threepence is particularly remarkable, as it was issued during the early years of King George VI's reign. Following the abdication of his brother Edward VIII, George VI ascended to the throne, and the coins of his era began to take shape almost immediately. The 1937 Threepence is part of that story, marking not just a new monarch but also a fresh design language in British coinage. This piece belongs to the brass Threepence series, which was first introduced in this year, replacing the earlier silver versions. Its angular shape and golden color made it unique, standing out in circulation, and even today it is instantly recognizable among collectors. Looking at the head side of the coin, or the obverse as it is formally known, we find a dignified portrait of King George VI facing left, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget. The words encircling the portrait carry the king's royal titles in Latin, affirming his place as the ruler of the British Isles and its dominions. Turning to the reverse, or the tail side, you will notice the striking image of a thrift plant with 3 blossoms. This symbol was not chosen by accident. It was meant to represent thriftiness and resilience, qualities valued in the Britain of the 1930s as it recovered from economic difficulties and looked ahead with cautious optimism. Together, these designs make the coin both visually appealing and culturally significant. Beyond its beauty, the 1937 Threepence holds great cultural and historical weight. It marked the beginning of a new monarch's coinage, and for many citizens, it was the first everyday reminder of George VI's reign. Furthermore, its brass composition represented an innovative step in British minting, departing from the traditional silver coinage that had long been associated with smaller denominations. The thrift plant also carried a deeper cultural meaning, resonating with the values of prudence and resilience in a society still rebuilding between 2 world wars. In terms of its physical properties, the coin weighs approximately 6 grams and has a dodecagonal, or 12-sided, shape which gives it an instantly tactile and memorable quality. The coin is slightly larger and heavier than other coins of its time, and the choice of brass ensured it was durable in circulation while also distinguishable from other denominations. These practical and aesthetic choices helped the Threepence remain popular in British pockets for decades after its introduction. Among the key facts that collectors cherish is that the 1937 issue represents the very first year of the brass Threepence, making it historically important as a starting point in this iconic series. Its sharp edges, bright golden tone, and detailed design set it apart. When found in fine or better condition, the coin's details stand out clearly, with the portrait of the king and the thrift plant design retaining much of their original sharpness. These aspects contribute significantly to its desirability among collectors. As with all rare coins, the condition and rarity of the 1937 Threepence are critical factors that determine its appeal and value. While it was not minted in excessively small numbers, finding an example in fine or uncirculated condition has become increasingly difficult over time. Many coins from this year were heavily circulated, leading to wear and a loss of detail, so well-preserved specimens naturally command strong interest from collectors and investors alike. This heightened demand ensures that the 1937 Threepence continues to enjoy a prominent place in the coin market. When discussing its current market value, the numbers are striking. A fine condition example of the 1937 Threepence has been recorded to sell for around $7,400, while examples in an even better grade, especially those nearing uncirculated status, can achieve astonishing figures up to $9,800. These values show not only the rarity but also the growing respect for the coin within the numismatic community. Such impressive figures also highlight the potential of this coin as a valuable asset in any serious collection. For collectors interested in acquiring this gem, there are several tips worth keeping in mind. Always pay close attention to the details of the coin's surfaces, ensuring the king's portrait and the thrift plant remain sharp and legible. Seek professional authentication and grading whenever possible, as this will safeguard against counterfeits and also give you a better understanding of the coin's true market position. Storage is equally important. Keeping the coin in a protective case will prevent damage and preserve its value for future generations. In conclusion, the 1937 Threepence of the United Kingdom is far more than just a piece of currency. It is a cultural icon, a symbol of resilience, and a historical landmark in the journey of British coinage. With its fascinating design, powerful background, and undeniable rarity, it commands immense respect in the collector's world. The fact that it can reach market values ranging from $7,400 to $9,800 is proof of its significance and demand. For those who are fortunate enough to own or pursue this coin, it represents not just a financial investment but also a tangible link to Britain's royal and cultural heritage, ensuring that the Threepence of 1937 will always hold its rightful place as a rare and treasured jewel in numismatic history.